A few years ago, the iPhone 3G was just being released, and Indiana Jones was all of a sudden chasing aliens. We also did something quite crazy. We developed a classic point-and-click adventure game. We love fantasy, and many of us had serious World of Warcraft addiction issues. So we put orcs, dragons, the undead, and all kinds of other creatures into our game that you would normally expect to find in a role-playing game. Reactions were fantastic, and the Book of Unwritten Tales became one of the best-rated and most successful adventure games in the last decade. After making the Critter Chronicles, a standalone add-on 2 years later, we finally wanted to develop a proper and bigger second part, and that's exactly what we did. Welcome to the world of the Book of Unwritten Tales 2.
All right, me first. Okay. Now give me my notebook, please. Hey, I thought we had a deal. Maybe you weren't quite clear in the conditions.
With the Book of Unwritten Tales 2, we want to stay true to the genre's roots. It's an old-school point-and-click adventure in the tradition of Monkey Island, Discworld, and Simon the Sorcerer. This means there are tons of puzzles to solve, items to use, and things to discover.
So, what was that number again? 64731?
Hello.
Ah! Oh, wrong number!
And with 20 to 25 hours of playing time, the Book of Unwritten Tales 2 is one of the biggest adventure games of the last 15 years.
An old sword in a rock. That poses several questions. What did the poor rock do wrong to make someone want to stab him? Who had enough strength to drive the sword into the rock? And above all, who profits from murder? God, I'd make a fantastic detective.
The story takes place 1 year after the first chapter. In Seastone, the capital of humans, some kind of plague is spreading. It is transforming dirty and dangerous fantasy creatures, for example, a hippogriff, into, well, the plague must be stopped, and Archmage Alistair, the leader of the Alliance, would be the right man for the job. But there is a small problem.
The Archmage? Murdered? By Wilbur Weathervane? There's something strange afoot, Cheap. Mark my words. I don't believe a word of it. Someone's responsible for this epidemic and someone wants to hurt our friends. Away to Seastone.
Someone tries to pin the murder on Wilbur, who has just been appointed the first professor for magic in the reopened School for Wizardry and Witchcraft. But who? Why did Nate and the critter get caught in the clutches of Nate's archenemy, the Red Pirate?
Ivo and the Archmage have hidden the artifact. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, you know. 'Cause if you don't, I could have you thrown off the island straight away.
I'm all right then. I know. I'll tell you if you let me go with 4 chests of gold.
I've got a better idea. I let you live. Oh no, let's see. I grant you a quick death if you tell me where it is.
If that's your bestest offer, it's time for a quick getaway. I also hit little people with glasses on, with pleasure. Take that, and that. Ha! Had enough?
And how can Ivo prevent her arranged marriage to an elven prince?
I don't have any intentions of marrying anytime soon.
Oh, darling, we've been through that already. Prince Lalilos is going to be arriving next week. You will like him. He's charming and... Look, he sent us a picture of himself and his sister.
Which of the two is the sister?
These are just a few questions that are answered in 5 large chapters. The Book of Unwritten Tales 2 is an homage to fantasy and role-playing games. This means our world is inhabited by the typical fantasy characters that are often provided.
Oh, hello.
Why have you always got to be in my face?
You been a caretaker for long? What exactly are your duties?
I run the place.
Oh,
Nothing here works without me. Just no one notices, that's all.
I see. But don't the teachers and the school administration, etc., have a small share in the success of the school, right?
What success? You've had a look round this dump. It's disgusting. All dirty and run down.
We always try to give our fantasy creatures a little twist. Take Arbor the gardener, for example. He's an Ent, and if Ents are actually trees, shouldn't there be bonsai Ents too?
A fairly small, unattractive tree.
Huh. I'd like to see how attractive you'd look if someone disturbed you on the pot in the morning.
You mean...
Anyway, what can I do for you, my little beauty?
Arbor has a problem with the plants. It's only one of several tasks that Ivo can deal with at the moment. Because in the game, there are usually several puzzles that you can work on in parallel. If you get stuck anywhere, you can always continue in another place. In the good old tradition of the Book of Unwritten Tales, we are trying to hide a whole lot of Easter eggs and references in the game.
A few years ago, this dragon was causing a whole lot of grief. A bounty was put on its head, and all heroes of the land were encouraged to hunt it down. 40 brave warriors penetrated its lair and slew it. They brought the head to the palace where it was displayed in triumph. The strange thing was that a bit later more adventurers came carrying an identical head. Then more and more heroes arrived.
Some of the Easter eggs aren't even commented on. They're in the game to give you, the players, a lot of opportunities to explore locations and discover new details.
Good, good. This is good. Although the ground is still getting closer.
For the puzzles and humor, we once again try to bring in what people liked from the first game. But regarding technology and scope, we're able to do much more this time. For the first game, less than 100,000 spoken words were recorded, while the second part has more than 150,000.
Part of the jetty. At least some of it survived the explosion.
Also, the first game was primarily animated by one animator, and now there are 6 animators working on the second one.
If I'm lucky, this will go all the way up to the island. But somehow I really doubt it will.
It's a huge effort that we can partly make thanks to our Kickstarter backers. In early 2014, we asked our fans if they would be interested in some optional features and extra content for the game.
Ow!
And oh yes, they were. Thank you for that.
Oh, hi Nate, how's it going?
Good. For now.
Thanks to our backers, we will implement every location in the Book of Unwritten Tales with a technique called projection mapping that allows for scenes to have more spatial depth and a more natural look without weakening the game's performance. We are also able to record most of the soundtrack with a real live orchestra. And we will have optional puzzles that you can solve to unlock outfits for the 4 main characters.
How's my favourite daughter?
I'm your only daughter.
Oh, that I had 100. You are and will remain something very special. The other 99 will be as well, though.
Pa, you're nuts.
With the Book of Unwritten Tales 2, we hope to be able to give all fans of classic and humorous point-and-click adventure the experience they've long been waiting for. We're very proud of the game and believe that all you adventure and RPG fans out there will really like it. The game will be released in early 2015 for PC, Mac, and Linux. Before that, you can also play it chapter by chapter via Steam Early Access.
Hello?
What is it? What does it want here?
My name is Wilbur Weathervane. Who is... speaking?
It's scary. It should not be here.
We're looking forward to your feedback, because with your help, we can improve the game even more. Thanks so much for your loyalty and support. We wish you lots of fun with the Book of Unwritten Tales 2.